absorbing and processing information. I don't know, I mean, if you're,
Right.
you have to be captivated by what you're saying and interested and,
Sure. Hearing is a biological function of our bodies.
yeah.
Unless you're deaf, you're right. You hear constantly. Listening requires us to do what though?
Pay attention.
Taking it in and actually
Process it.
Take it in,
processing.
process it, pay attention. We have to do all of those things in order to be good listeners. Now, it told you in your book about different types of listening, right?
Sure.
Yes. Okay. You cannot listen extremely intently all the time. I believe they call it comprehensive listening in your textbook.
The way we're supposed to be looking at it.
Did you find it, Stacy?
This is listening to understand the message of the speaker.
Is comprehensive?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there another one that says you're listening all the time?
Passive listening is a habit, but so is active listening. Undivided attention to the speaker.
Have you ever tried to listen too hard? Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Tired.
I just listen.
Then you get more tired.
Yes, if you're tired and you say, I'm just going to listen, then you might get more tired. David, what do you say?
My head starts to hurt.
Your head starts to hurt?
Sometimes if people are like starting to talk in circles, I like try to listen to them more. I'm like trying to get like what they're trying to say and like try to like help them, try to like talk, and I'm like, I can't. I don't know what you're trying to say to me, but
It's a lot of work.
it is.
That's why we can't do it all the time, because it's a lot of work to listen that hard all the time. So we do some of the other kinds of listening. Passive, probably not good for class. But if you're listening to a song that you've heard millions of times before, okay, thousands of times before, whatever,
Just
you
goes
could be a
in-
passive listener, right?
Yeah.
It's okay. Active listening is probably what you should do in class. In fact, we've been required to do this since like kindergarten. Anybody remember a kindergarten teacher saying, listen?
Yeah.
Yeah, my son is in kindergarten, so kind of have an idea. Teacher says, listen, but who taught him how to listen?
No.
No one. The teacher didn't say, today I'm going to teach you how to listen. They just said, listen. As if he's supposed to know that means to process the information.
I think we come to assume that when we're born.
It does
we
kind of
up
come
there
from
with
like
the-
your parents though, I think. Cause like when you do something wrong and they said, you're not listening to me, then you start to learn what's not listening and what's left is listening. So I think that you do get taught how to listen.
I agree. I think actually parents do a lot of the teaching of how to listening, how to listen. And some parents aren't very good listeners. Have you ever been around a child who's playing and you call them to do something else and they say, no, not right now, I'm busy? Have you ever seen this, anyone?
Or
We
just-
haven't recognized that we said that.
It's because the adults in their lives have said it. I'm busy over here making supper, right? And my son comes to tell me something. And I say, not right now, I'm cooking supper. So
Yeah,
when,
but you're making dinner and he's coloring a Superman picture, like there's a difference
but to
in
him,
importance,
it's important
and to him it's important.
to color the Superman picture.
Yeah.
So how do we help them to learn how to listen?
By our actions.
By our actions. So yes, I'm cooking supper and he might be coloring a Superman picture when we get interrupted. His is probably Spider-Man because he's obsessed with Spider-Man. But anyway, so what I should do is something like, okay, I can't listen to you right now. I will though in a couple minutes. Let me finish this and I will come find you.
There's still no way a kid would then come back later and say, is you right now? Can you come back in a couple of minutes?
You're right. The kid's probably not going to do that. But then he knows that nothing is that important that it can't be interrupted.
Something or that important though.
Like a fire? Okay, true. If I was, starting
Like
a
if
fire
you
on the
got
gas
something
stove.
broiling in
Right,
the oven.
Right. Right.
You have to pay attention, otherwise it's burning.
Yes, but the 15 seconds that it took me to tell him that, probably not gonna totally toast the supper.
You can get it, but what it should have been,
Could.
awful better to make that burn.
You trying to make the kid look like the bad guy?
Am I trying to make it
No,
look
I'm
like
not.
a
I'm
bad
asking.
Oh,
You trying to make the kid?
I
look
just like to play the devil's advocate.
that's good. Somebody has to. But your name is Christian. Isn't
Yeah,
that
you
kind of a
did tell us
contradiction in
that.
terms?
You told us that your name is Christian, so that had to mean a lot of things.
No,
We were supposed to know what religion you are based on your name, that's what you said.
I am a Christian, but that doesn't mean I can't play devil's advocate.
You're
I
right.
see
so-
some discrepancy.
Okay. Yes, it's mixed messages. You're gonna have to straighten that out for us.
Go to confession.
I grouped some things together for you so that you can think about the topics that we covered in chapters 1 and 4. I tried to piece together some of the things that you talked about, clustered them a little bit more so it's easier for you to understand how they fit together. My little kites here, I thought went with rehearsing. The boxes, ethics, plagiarism, and ethnocentrism, those things kind of go together. And then your speech organization and the parts of the speech go together. Listening, and then you develop note-taking skills once you become a better listener. I thought those things went together well too.
I would debate that. Normally when I take notes, I become much worse listener. I get way more if I just listen to it.
And some people have to write things down so that they don't forget them, even if they did listen to them. Which then brings you back into, from note-taking skills into speech organization. Because you can actually write down an outline of someone's speech